Why Does a Knight Rider Work Today? Created by Glenn A. Larson, one of the TV wizards of the time, and produced by Universal Television for NBC, Knight Rider aired between 1982 and 1986, spanning 4 seasons and 90 episodes. The episodes followed a more self-contained format, where each story began and ended within the same episode, although in some special cases they extended into 2 parts. Knight Rider focused on standalone adventures, allowing audiences to watch without needing to follow a strict order, and it didn't rely on cliffhangers to keep viewers coming back. This format, very common at the time, quickly became a global phenomenon, and the series is still remembered to this day. Even with action and suspense, the show always maintained a light tone, with moments of humor throughout the episodes, which helped make everything more accessible and reinforced its appeal to audiences of all ages. The story begins with Michael Long, a police officer presumed dead after an ambush. He is rescued by a secret organization called the Foundation for Law and Government, FLAG, a private group operating outside traditional legal boundaries. After undergoing plastic surgery, he receives a new identity, Michael Knight, and begins fighting crime across the country. To do so, he had access to the Foundation's full support structure, including a mobile command truck that served as a base, allowing missions to take place in different locations and reinforcing the idea that he was always on the road, facing new cases in each episode. Up to this point, it sounds like just another crime series, but then comes the element that changes everything: the car. KITT, which stand for Knight Industries 2000, wasn't just a stylish vehicle. He was practically indestructible. Based on a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, KITT had artificial intelligence, super speed, his own voice, a sense of humor, and a strong personality. At times, he even showed a hint of jealousy, reacting to things like animals being inside or near him, which only reinforced the feeling that he wasn't just a machine. While Michael acted on instinct, Kit, precise, and occasionally threw in sarcastic remarks, creating a dynamic that worked extremely well between them. It felt less like a computer on wheels and more like a true partner. There was also a very characteristic element of the era. Nearly every episode featured a Knight Girl, a female character involved in the story, often as Michael's romantic interest. However, this was always handled lightly, with at most a few kisses, as the series had a family-friendly appeal and was designed for all audiences. The show became a craze, boosted car sales, filled toy store shelves, especially in Brazil, and created an icon that spanned generations. Perhaps it's precisely this combination, simple, direct, and full of personality, that helps explain why something that worked so well back then has become so difficult to recreate today. Why does a Knight Rider work today? The main reasons are changing perception of technology. In the 1980s, a car with artificial intelligence seemed magical and futuristic. Today, with virtual assistants and self-driving cars, the idea no longer carries the same sense of wonder. Essence of the human-machine relationship. The success of the original series came from the dynamic between Michael Knight, Kit, almost like a knight and his horse. Reboots focused more on technology and action, neglecting this emotional connection. Charisma of David Hasselhoff. The actor brought authenticity and naturalness to an absurd premise, something difficult to replicate. Visual identity and practical effects. The use of practical effects and the iconic Trans Am design created a sense of realism that modern CGI hasn't been able to replace. Cultural changes. The optimistic view of technology in the 1980s has shifted toward concerns about surveillance and privacy, changing how audiences connect with the concept. Mistakes in the reboots. Excessive changes, such as multiple vehicles, Team Knight Rider, tonal shifts, Knight Rider 2010, or the transforming car in the 2008 reboot, diluted the core essence of the franchise.